For the migration to a Ubuntu system, first we're going to do an assessment. We're going to examine the current environment of fast computing, determining um, uh, what the needs of fast computing are and their requirements. We're going to inventory the servers, users, hardware, and software, and applications just to create a list called an asset list. We're going to ensure hardware is capable with the Linux migration, which Ubuntu will include the necessary drivers and works with older and newer hardware components. We're going to create a detailed plan for the migration, including timelines, budgets, resource allocation, and risk management also. Um, Next, we would conduct a system backup, making sure that we don't lose any data before we do any testing, even though we will do a sandbox test, but we don't want to, in case something major happens or a worst case scenario, we want to protect our data. This can be done by using a bootable disk and a file server. Um, then the next would be the test run, which we can conduct a sandbox test run of the new operating system. Ubuntu offers live CD option, which doesn't interfere with the current Windows operating system and runs entirely off a CD, so its own thing. And then outside consultations will be provided to help assist with that, with the migration, um, or for the testing of the migration, testing programs and software um, to ensure it runs without requiring extra packages. Any improvements can be adjusted and reconfigured. Evaluate the compatibility of fast computing's existing applications with the Ubuntu environment, planning to either port, replace, or upgrade them as needed. The next, we would train employees and support employees to help them with the transition, to familiarize them with the graphical user interface and command line interface as well, and other applications with Ubuntu. Get2Linux can offer technical support with that. We'd have agents help with this process as well. We'd prepare the necessary infrastructure, such as server, storage, and network components to support the new Ubuntu environment. And then the install and configure. This means formatting the drive and configuring the network, setting up the infrastructure to include the file and print servers to support Ubuntu, and then deploy the new environment. Either it can be done as a dual boot process or as a complete replacement. Dual boot would be using both Windows and the Ubuntu, depending on what fast computing requires, but I know that fast computing wants to keep their Windows operating systems as well. And then provide, or last but not least, monitoring, providing that support as needed and maintain updates for the system. Just making sure everything is running smoothly and we're getting those updates, which of course with this migration to Linux should not be a problem.